Turn on that radio and back here. The cops ain't likely to catch up with us, not tonight. So we can all be quiet and peaceable and listen to the music.
This week's episode of Auto Dealer Live will be brought to you by True Car.
You make a pretty good game show host, man.
I had to Jerry curl my hair for those for those spots.
That is awesome. You had to Jerry curl your hair. That's
that's not like today, like Razor Ramon today. Look how nice it looks.
Looks good, man.
Thank you.
Hey, we're missing in the studio today Dave Cribbs. He is actually, but he's going to be with us here in just a moment. Dave Cribbs.
He's with us in spirit.
No, he's going to be with us on the phone. He's going to be co-hosting from the road. He's actually, here's dedication. You want dedication? When I'm on vacation, I'm peace out. I'm on vacation. And it's like you guys have this, but Dave's on vacation. He's at the beach and we're on the way. And so he's going to be getting on in just a minute. And he's actually going to be co-hosting the show from the road. He wanted to be part of the action today.
He couldn't stay away.
Couldn't stay away.
He wanted to, but he couldn't peel himself away from the ADL crowd and the fans and all the people that love him.
Absolutely.
He wanted to be here for you guys.
And the truth is, man, what a great show we have today. He couldn't peel himself away from the dealership square. I mean, with all the hype, you did an outstanding job. If I can say on the promo, you saw a little taste of that. If you didn't get a chance to see the promo, it's posted here on this Facebook page. But you did an outstanding job. But man, but joking aside,
yes,
we've got a phenomenal show. The gist of this is obviously if you are above the age of a millennial, you would know what, if not Google, what Hollywood Squares TV show or game show used to be. But basically, the concept of the show today, Dealership Squares, we have what we feel are some of the best, at least some of the top 10, because this is a huge industry in every major category. We don't have every category covered. The show would be 5 hours, but we have BDC covered. We have a general manager position covered. We have a general sales manager, but that's going to be on regarding the subject of desking. Mm-hmm. Then we have F&I covered. Mm-hmm. We have the fixed operations covered, and then we have the sales rep covered. So we've got 6 strong individuals that are going to come on, and we're going to be talking really across the gamut on the dealership operations and just how they work together, and how to really collectively. I guess you ever played Madden?
I have.
You guys ever played Madden? Where you have Madden, puts together the Madden team, right? The all
Madden team,
right?
Yeah.
The Pro Bowl,
sure.
Saying the Dream Team. I guess let's look at back in the Jordan and Larry Bird and Magic Johnson era, right? The first Dream Team,
or like in Space Jam, not Michael Jordan's team, the other team, the Monsters,
but they got
team,
beat.
the Monstars.
They got beat though, man.
Because Michael Jordan was against
Michael Jordan.
You'll always lose against Michael Jordan. That's
he's bad. He's
bad to the bone. Best ever. Anyway, GOAT, GOAT. He's the GOAT. What are we talking about?
He's a Moab. Now, hey, listen. Here's the deal, man. We've got what I was going to say is we have the Dream Team on today. I mean, if you were going to build a dealership and you had the let's just say the salary cap, you had the salary cap to put together an all-star team, and really money wasn't going to be an issue for you, but you just wanted to succeed at all costs. You would put together a team much like we have on the panel today. And so we're going to talk to these experts and about how to have a dream team dealership, right? How to turn your dealership into a dream team. And I'm excited to discuss this topic today. How about you, man? We got a pretty. I mean, dream team is possible. Sometimes people look at it, they try to put together, and a lot of the sports, using the analogy again of a sports, they're hindered by salary caps, and they're hindered by the rules that maybe some of the league, like the NFL, put together, where it prohibits you. It kind of makes it an even playing field. To some degree.
You can't use steroids.
No, I'm talking about money.
Real picky.
Like guys. If I hired you and you were a dream team player, and I got to pay you X amount of dollars.
If I was.
You are. So if I had to put you, I'm talking about not sales. I'm talking about like athlete. Then I'd have to put you on, pay you all this money, and then if I'm mandated a salary cap, not by my pockets but by the league, that I can't spend, then it's kind of what the Yankees used to do in Steinbrenner. They didn't have a salary cap, so they would just buy themselves a World Series team.
They're a $1 billion team. Forget about it.
Got a Yankees fan over there in the corner. That's why she got a little desk.
Arnold T. Arena said on Twitter, he said it's a huge industry but a small one at the same time. Frowny face. I don't know what he meant by that exactly, but
it is.
I think I know what he meant by that. But here's the thing, guys. Make your voice heard. Hashtag AutoDealer Live today. We will be taking call-ins 813-574-1820 if you want to be heard. If you want to ask one of our fine panelists a question. If you, got an opinion. You got something good to say, we'll probably talk to you. But hashtag all of your lives is probably going to be the best way to actually get your voice and opinion heard.
If you're on Twitter, if you're on Facebook, you can post a comment if you're watching this on Facebook, and we'll get your comments up in front of us and make sure that we ask our panel and get your questions heard. If you've got some comments, man, weigh in. You think you disagree with some of the experts that are going to be on the panel today, or if you have a question for them, or maybe you're experiencing a void or a deficit or a surplus, maybe you're doing something different and you see what you're doing is working and you want to get that out there, then get that on Facebook. We'll get it in front of she'll get it in front of us, and we'll get it out to our panel and give you credit for the question. Also, like Tommy said, you can call in, and we'd love you to call in, man. What you say? Okay,
so he said.
Who said?
Oh, I'm saying Arnold just tweeted back when I said it's a huge industry, but a small at the same time. He tweeted back and he said, "Really, phone? You're going to do this to me on the show live?"
Arnold, what do you mean by that? Really?
He said he replied back. He said, "Lou knows what it means."
All right.
He said what? I don't know. He said Lou knows what it means.
I know. I don't know how to take that.
I know. He sounds like he's digging on Lou.
No, he's not digging.
Oh, okay.
He's talking about he's. So we'll get to that in a little bit. So So we want to anyway, man. We've got a great show today, and we're going to bring Cribbs on here. Is Cribbs ready? Yeah. All right. So let's go ahead and get Cribbs on. Give me the thumbs up when he's ready. Let's bring him on. Dave Cribbs, what's up, my friend?
Hey, brother. I'm on.
Hey, man. Well, you're live, and we miss you here in studio, man. And but we also envy the fact that you're going to be beaching it. And
if you put your ear up to the microphone, you can hear the ocean.
All right.
Have you hit the waves
I'm actually
yet?
on the road, but yes.
Oh well, that must be. I hear you're near the ocean because I can hear it. So stop disputing. So, Cribbs, are you excited about today's show, buddy? I know you're on the road, but obviously you're going to be listening. You're going to be weighing in. What you think, bud?
Heck yeah, man! I am excited. I think that's a cool concept. I wish I was watching it all on screen right now, but very excited.
Well, there's a picture of you in a Speedo on the screen, so I'm not really sure if you want to see that or not. But, hey, Cribbs.
Okay, yeah.
Hey, question, though, man. I was talking to Tommy in part of the our opening monologue here and kind of alluded to, we have a dream team on today, and that's really kind of what we're talking about. How can you make your dealership? And I argued the point that you can make your dealership a true dream team. It's not far-fetched. You can have every position stacked with strength. Do you agree with that?
Actually, I do agree with it because I think the closer you get, the easier it becomes. In other words, I think it's tough maybe in the beginning. You need some key leadership, but you can begin to fill those positions and elevate people. And when you become the place that other winners want to be, that's when, your dealership starts to become a draw for other people. This is a small world in the car business, and I think it's very feasible to have a dream team. I wish I could have the dream team that's on the show today, though. Just put everybody on the square into the dealership. That would be awesome.
Yeah. Well, absolutely. Well, we're going to jump right into this, man. I appreciate you taking some time on the road on vacation to join us to co-host. I know you were looking forward to this show, and that's why you made this arrangement to make this happen. So we're going to jump to a couple of minutes of our commercial break, and we're going to be right back with the Dealership Square panel. You don't want to miss this. Get your questions ready. Get your comments ready because we've got some all-stars on the show today covering every major area inside of a dealership from the fixed stops, variable to the fixed stops, and in between. So don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. Thank you very much.
Enough of that nonsense, guys. We'll see you back in 2 and 2.
Hi, I'm Chip Perry. The pledge was and is an action plan designed to address head-on the concerns that many of you told me about right after I took this job. Thus far, our dealer pledge has been aimed at fixing the major pain points that you told us about related to our product, our customer service, and our consumer advertising. I'd like to reiterate that our dealer pledge is our ongoing commitment to you, our dealer customers, and we will continue to work hard to improve our service to you.
Attention dealership managers.
Do you have a sales team that's underperforming? How about a sales team that's doing amazing, but you still think there's room for improvement? If so, I have a solution for you. My name is Mark Jennison, and I'm a sales performance trainer. I've helped countless salesmen and dealerships take their skill to the next level through lead generation, setting quality appointments that actually show, holding more gross, and delivering exceptional customer experience. So if you want more, if your team wants more, if you're looking to skill up, go to markjennison.com/dealership, and let's roll.
All right, guys, we're back. Welcome to the Dealership Square show. First of all, man, I want to give our condolences. And, you know, the automotive family lost someone, incredible talent and gift to the industry. And AJ Maida, if you never had the privilege to sit in one of his workshops at Digital Dealer and meet him, he's just a gentle spirit, man, just a great guy, would literally give you the shirt off his back. And he passed away today. Had a heart attack yesterday, I believe it was, and we're going to miss him. And we just want to give a prayer and just a thought out and a condolence to his family. And I'm sure they're really in his dealership family, man. What a great guy. So we're going to miss you, buddy. And yeah, Glenn Lundy, what's up, brother? Hey, man. Hey, I don't know what's going on here with the equipment, man. So it's obviously on our end. So I apologize. But Glenn, you're in a dealership where you're moving 900 cars a month, man. You're in Paris, Kentucky, and I know we have Bobby Collins on as well. He knows a little bit about Kentucky. And but Glenn, you're in a town of 10,000. We're talking about the Dream Team dealership putting together every position under the sun. You know, Steve Sonning just put on Facebook. He said there's nothing stopping any dealer from staffing a true dream team except their leadership and their culture. So obviously dealers, if they know really who you are, what you're doing there, and again, a town of 10,000, obviously reaching outside of your consistent PMA, hitting 900 cars a month. Talk about if a dealer can put together a dream team and what it has to do with leadership and culture, if you would, Glenn.
Well, as far as leadership and culture, that is something that has, it's been the key for us from the get-go, as we have just been, in the beginning stages when we were selling, 120, 150, 200 cars a month right in there, we started to really dive into our staff and our personnel and the type of people that we brought into the dealership. I typically had kind of a standard rule. If you had been in the car business for too long of an amount of time, or if you came at me with all the car guy stuff, I typically wouldn't hire those guys. I wanted people that were hungry, that were motivated, and that could be molded toward, molded in a way that would fit our culture and everything that we wanted to achieve here. And so we started back then when it was 200-300 cars, and we've just cultivated our crop, man. We feed these guys, we train these guys, and then we promote from within. So now I have a leadership team that 100% understands our culture, and that right there is how we've developed our dream team. And that's what I've got. I've got guys in leadership positions right now that it's unbelievable what we have in this dealership at the time.
Shaka, let me go to you, man. So, we talk about training a lot on the show, and I don't want to talk about it just like normal, but I mean, what we're trying to do here is discuss how we can, place together a dream team within a dealership. And obviously what we have here on this panel are people who, again, are mixed with those on the blacktop and those who've been on the blacktop that are training others how to do it. But we got car people on the phone. And so, I know you guys are strong in personalities, you're leaders, but I mean, when we're putting together individuals at our dealership, sometimes it's hard to put together all personalities. So, but how do we communicate from department to department? Like we have Jeff Cowan on. How do we make the decision to work together from corner to corner? How do we get everybody on that same page? Because too many dealerships today, Shaka, I think, still fall into that category of like it's about me and my division, and that's really what it's about. I mean, how would you say we need to work together to really begin to communication, and draw those lines first and foremost?
Oh, that's simple, man. You communicate. I mean, that's the bottom line. I mean, it's like what your thought process is that each department within the dealership kind of stays with themselves, networks with themselves, vibes and works with themselves, does things with themselves. So it's easy. It's communication. If Jeff Cowan was in my dealership and he was the service director in my dealership and I was the finance director of my store, I'd go back there and I'd communicate with him. We'd have a bridge. We'd have an open line of communication. If I want to get his service advisors and sell my service contracts and I wanted to pay or send his service advisors or maybe pay him a little bit of bonus at the end of each month, that's just what I'd have to do. But it's just simply getting up and going to talk, man. There's no it's not rocket science. There's no magic to it. It's just simply getting up and doing it.
Okay, and I love that. And I think there's a lot to that. Let me go to Stacy Ellison. And Stacy, I'm going to give all you guys a chance to kind of weigh in on this from the beginning and bring us into this conversation. Here's the thing, man. Tommy, what I'm trying to get across to these guys here, and again, we're having extreme. I don't know what you guys can hear. Sometimes we go back and listen, and what we hear, you guys don't even hear. I just got a text from somebody that says it sounds good, but they can't hear us, and we're hearing this incredible feedback from them talking. And so what I want to do for you guys is really just lay out where we're trying to go with this show, and maybe you guys can help give us some feedback. We're trying to really look at, from a perspective of, is it personality driven? You have these strong GM personalities. Mm-hmm. You have these strong, general sales manager personalities. Sure. And then you have a dealership, Tommy, that says, I'm BDC driven. And, and everybody is like splintered into this one facet, right?
I think you actually hit the nail on the head more so than ever. And I've been in the industry for 8 years and I haven't seen it so divided. And I don't know if maybe now because there really was, when I first started, there really wasn't internet departments. There really weren't BDCs. That was one of the reasons our product here at IPD really gained some popularity in the market, was because we had our own in-house BDC and there was dealerships, either they couldn't afford to do it or they didn't, it was too much work to do it. They couldn't, you couldn't put it together, or BDC was one person and they were the internet department as well. So now I think what you have anymore is just you have this it's almost a compartmentalized dealership. So we got different people working different, and the cohesiveness probably isn't like it used to be. Yeah. So I think it's trying to find that dynamic of how do we keep everybody cohesive? How do we get everybody on the same page? Because everybody at a dealership or here, everybody's working towards the same goal. And the end game is selling cars. So,
and Patrick O'Brien, communication between all departments within a dealership is critical to having a highly successful store. And I think I don't want to say no brainer, because that's what we're saying here. But what Patrick's saying is obviously stating the obvious. But
what's common sense isn't so common type of.
It isn't, because the deal is it is crucial. But what happens is you have somebody that really fits into one school of thought, one area of training, one heaviness of belief system, and so they are quick to not embrace. And I think that the well-rounded dealership is where we're going today, because look, here's the deal: dealerships hire Jeff Cowan, and we're going to try to get these guys back on here, but Jeff Cowan to come in to help their fixed operations. We've had many shows even over the past few weeks where we have where we've talked about sales from service. How do you pull this over? And at the same time, we haven't really talked about, and we stay away from a lot of times, how to increase service business, because you guys out there know, you unplug my mic, Lou. Anybody out there knows that leave the guys off the phone if you can't bring them on, because I can't hear myself in my ears. So anybody out there knows that a good dealership, right, has their service department, their fixed ops department is the nut, right? If you don't have that good fixed ops department, then you're not going to be able to pay your bills, right? So it's very important, especially to a dealer principal. But then you get this sales-heavy general manager, right, that doesn't really understand or care about fixed operations. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so, I think that
it's funny, actually, and a story that would actually coincide with what you were just talking about. I was at a dealership the other day. The lift gate on my truck got recalled, so they had to redo it. So they redid the lift gate, and I told them, "What's up?" Okay, so I told them, I said, "Hey, if you guys want to sell me another car, I wouldn't be opposed to it." You know what I mean? Like, basically, I told the guy in service, "Hey, if you want to sell me another car, I wouldn't be opposed to if you want to get somebody to appraise it because I had to leave it there for a day. Well, I get back, no one looked at it, no one talked to me about my car. I left. Lo and behold, I had to actually take it back. I didn't say anything about it, but I dealt with the same service advisor. And one thing they actually didn't do, they didn't do something I asked them to do. That was one part of it too. But then by the time I got it back, no one talked to me about sales. I mean, it was so disconjointed. There was no connection between the two. I literally was a customer walking in there with a car and said, hey, I wouldn't be opposed to buying another car from you guys if you wanted to sell me a car. No salesman. While I was walking the lot, came out there. I ended up emailing the general manager to tell him about it. And he kind of said, hey, I'm sorry about your experience and try to make it better. But you just see how the dots aren't always connected. Yeah. Kind of like our show today. Kind of like how the dots aren't always connected on our show. I can hear you.
Yeah.
I can hear myself.
And so
I can hear him.
I can hear you. So, so let's go. We're going to bring on, let's bring on Shaka. So we're going to bring on Shaka Dyson here, and when I hear Shaka begin to talk, then I'm going to ask him a question because at this moment I can't hear Shaka. But so we're talking today about the dealership square, the dream team of the dealership, how to communicate. We had Stacy Ellison, Glenn Lundy. Glenn is the general manager at Dan Cummings Chevrolet. Josh Mitchell's been on our show multiple times, speaks a digital dealer. Glenn's a beast of a general manager, and these guys have managed to put together a group that's moving 900 cars a month. One of my clients, friends, guys I've known for a long time, he just texted me and said, you guys lost me on the connection. No kidding. And but Bobby Collins, the general sales manager at Coconut Point Ford, they're part of the Galloway Group. You know Bobby. I've been working with him for 12 years, if not longer. Probably the best pure desk manager and desking talent that I know of. I mean, the guy is incredible. And he argues and stands on this show discussing and standing and believing for the Foursquare system and lives by it. But then he also is able to and willing to modify, and he really can close under any circumstance. He's a phenomenal desk manager. And then, of course, Shaka Dyson. And Shaka, man, can you hear me now? Good, man. So let me bring you on here because while we've lost some of the other guests, I want to bring you on to the discussion regarding these dealerships. And I know that you are, in finance, and that's your specialty. But when it comes to F&I, you still see the other departments. And you see the dysfunction sometimes when you have somebody, you've always been a guy that since I've known you, because you ran so many, I get it wrong, it's over 60 F&I managers, at multiple stores, you had to be a leader as well, not just a strong F&I guy. You couldn't just hang paper. You were a guy that knew how to pull together. And you had to deal with the personalities of the strong GMs, the personalities of the strong desk guys, the personalities of the strong BDC people, and you've seen it work. So, I mean, why do you think that sometimes these groups don't embrace the well-roundedness? So they have weaknesses in their dealership where there's a lot of spaces where they can generate more profit, Shaka. Why do you think?
Well, first of all, the car business is full of people who, let's just say they have they're very passionate about what they know in the car business. Some call it ego, some call it bravado. Some people have a very strong sense of confidence that they know what they're doing and their way is the right way. But in any organization, you have to have a leader, and that leader has to have a direction. And everyone on that leader's team has to be paddling in that one direction. And if you have somebody that strays off that beaten path, then that's the person that's pulling on the team, if you will. There's nothing better than having a leader of an organization. Kind of like the automotive group that I came from. Yes, I was in charge of the F&I department for 30 stores, and you're right, over 65 F&I managers. But we had a director of operations, and the director of operations was director of automotive. And he had a certain vision for the automotive side of the company. He had a specific vision for the direction that he wanted the company to go, and it was us, it was the leaders of the specific departments that put our pieces into that puzzle that formed the big picture. So you're going to have people who are willing to be coached, people who are willing to train, people who are willing to lead and also be led, people who are willing to give direction but also follow direction, people who want to be part of something that's bigger than themselves. That is how you get an automotive dealership or even an automotive group to become a unit. That's how you get them to become a unit.
That's good. Jeff Cowan, can you hear me? Is Jeff Cowan on? Because, okay, Bobby Collins, are you on?
Yes, I just got back on.
Hey, Bobby, thank you so much, man. I apologize. I don't know if Glenn Lundy's on still or not, but Glenn is in Paris, Kentucky. Bobby,
Yeah, I'm here.
Glenn, you're on. Okay, thank you guys for bearing with us. And Glenn, I didn't get a chance to hear a lot. I want to come back to you in just a moment. But Bobby, I said when you were coming back on, and
Paris, Kentucky. No, very familiar with Paris, Kentucky, and for that gentleman to do 900 units out of that little town, I think it's right at 10,000 or whatever. It's a small, little, beautiful little heart of Kentucky town. So it's amazing. So if for him to do that, he's definitely got a great team, and he's got an excellent internet department or something. They're coming from somewhere, but he's probably pulling them from all over the state. So great job.
Well, yeah. Let me ask you this, Bobby. I had mentioned when you were off coming back on. I said I've worked with you for 12 years. You were probably one of the strongest.
Longer than that, David. Gosh, it was longer than that, but that's okay.
But it's been a long time. But one of the strongest desk guys that I know of, period. I mean, I was saying that you fight for the Foursquare, and you have a modified version. But beyond that, you're flexible. You just want to sell cars and desk deals. So you're probably one of the most creative people when it comes to putting numbers together. How important do you think that is for somebody that's missing that gap? They're trying everything else, but are they leaving money on the table if that's not part of their dealership square? If that's not one of the squares that they're filling, are they missing the mark today, and are they leaving some gross on the table?
Exactly, and they are. I mean, we're real proud. I'm not bragging like the other guy says, ego, because we've got a great team, but it's all the system of the Foursquare. Like you said, I got a modified one. You can go to Bobby Collins Foursquare on YouTube and see it. But we're real proud. Like right now, I just walked up to our tower and getting our doc sheet out here right now. And towards the end of the month, right now we're running $4,700 a unit, front and back on used, and we're right at $5,000 on new. And the reason I won't pass on a deal, but I start the deal. You got to start the deal making all the gross. You can always come down. You can't go back up. And we still make the little deals. We still make mini deals. We still make friends. But we at least ask for the business first, and we deserve that profit. And a lot of times people come in, because I believe a long time ago, if you told somebody you're going to sell them a car for $5, well, they'd offer you $250. So let the customer win. Start that thing inflated, and let the customer win, and that's exactly what that does. And I want to touch on something. You first started out talking about the service department, the fixed ops department, and everybody working together as a team. We're proud to say that we just won our 4th President Award winning dealership in a row last year, and we're taking our people all out to eat. But we did that because we took down that wall. Every dealership's got that wall, sales and service. There's a big wall. It's always, when there's heat, it's always service's fault or it's always sales' fault. What we did with that, we took that wall down. We got a great service director, and between sales and service now, we're all one team, and it's not a problem. It's an opportunity, and we bought into that. And to put it in perspective, we're part of the Galloway Group, and Galloway is a 4th-generation family-owned dealership, and they've been in business 98 years. The big store has never won one in 98 years. And this store, we opened this up in 2005, and we just coming off our 4th consecutive President Award, which is the highest award Ford gives for outstanding sales and customer service. So we did that by working with our service department. That's how all that came about.
It's good.
All right, let's go to Damari Miles. Damari, you on the phone, sir?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. How you doing today?
Man, we're doing good, bro. We were pretty impressed by your video whether you were selling the 17 Nissan Altima. We said we got to get that cat on the show. So,
well, tell it for the listeners that don't know, for the guys that what.
Well, first of all, if you haven't seen it, go to Dave Villa's Facebook page. He's got it posted on there. Last I checked, it had like almost 18,000 views. Is that about right, Damari?
Yeah, that's about right. For the second video,
hold on, is this the guy that rapped
yes,
about that new
the Nissan?
Yeah,
Nissan
the Altima.
Is this the dude?
Yes, it is.
Yes, sir. Yes, that's me.
Dude, that was awesome, man. Listen, don't lose that edge. That was awesome, my friend.
Thank you.
Absolutely, DeMar. And, let me ask you something, man, because, we're talking about every aspect here, and we're going to have you on for a future show. We wanted to get you while it was hot right now because, everyone's talking about you. That's why you're on this show. Plus, you're a great salesman. We're going to have you on more of an out-of-the-box sales show in the near future if you come on, where we're going to have some other folks on that are doing some out of the box as sales reps on the floor. But today, let me ask you, whether you're rapping, whether you're, some of the guys and gals that are doing videos, their video and their test drives, they're doing out of the box things. When it comes to that salesman that's going to do something that's different, unique, that's going to reach out of the box, man, do something different. Just hey, look, I got to make it happen. I'm not going to just, sit out and smoke a cigarette on the point. I'm going to reach out and I'm going to be creative. Talk about the why, the reason you did it. Not, give us a little bit of how that can affect the person that's selling cars right now if they'll find out what they're good at and let everybody know about it.
It's all about that. To me, it's all about that enthusiasm. With the business, it's pretty tough, and I'm fairly new, and I was just trying to find a way where I can reach out to more, customers without just standing on a lot and waiting for people to come. And I knew I was talented with, poetry and rap or whatever. So, it just came to mind that, maybe you should rap about the trim levels of some of these vehicles. And, young people, they want to feel, confident. They want to feel safe when they come into the office. And if they see somebody rapping about a vehicle, they probably feel like he has a little more energy, a little more enthusiasm. So when you get to the table, you won't be more or less pressured. It'll be like you're sitting with a friend because you just seen him on a show. And you know his personality, and I'm going to be cool. It just pretty much I feel like it makes it easier for the younger customers to come in and get a nice little dose of some enthusiasm, something new, something young.
That's awesome.
I think where he got it right too was like there's people that can do things to get people's attention and jump up and down and so forth, but there was actually content to it. We have a.
It actually explained the vehicle very well.
It was a great little walk around. It was like a little minute and a half walk around in poetic form.
That was part of the plan. I could rap about a car, but I really wanted to rap about the trim levels and certain accessories that come with the vehicle, because it wasn't just a rap; it was actually me displaying a product that I have for sale. So that's how I wanted to look at it.
Hey, I got an idea for you, man, because I know you're full. I know you're an idea. You probably already thought of this, but just came to my mind. Everyone that buys a car from you, you need to do a little rap about their car. Send them home in a digital version of it, so they can have something to play from you singing about their car. That
like, what did he say? What did he?
At the end of the day, this dude did a viral. He did something different.
Yeah.
Did a viral video that branded him as a salesperson at his store. Listen to me. I had 34 stores across the country, man, and I would love for my salespeople in my stores to do that.
Right.
That was phenomenal, man. That was great out of the box thinking. And let me tell you something. You said you're brand new in sales. Don't lose that. Let that be who you are. Like there's a guy, Mike, the Chevy dude in Kentucky. Everybody knows this guy as the Chevy dude, right? He's branded himself that good. Listen, take what how many people want to do a viral video, right?
Yeah.
So take what you just did and blow it up, man. And listen, mention Shaka Dyson in a couple of
I was gonna say, Shaka, why don't you put your name on it and share it to your group and see if it goes viral from there. Yes, and then I was gonna say, Damari, let me ask you a question. Have you sold cars directly off of that you can attribute back to that specific video?
Oh yes, definitely. At first, it was more or less a surprise because I didn't think that the video was going to generate that many views. But then when it came down to it, and then I looked back after the month, I dropped the first video for the Nissan Rogue, and I ended up selling like 11 Rogues that month. And then after that, I dropped the Altima video like last week, and I sold like 4 Altimas already just off that video. I was kind of surprised how people would come to Nissan to see the rapping salesman. So it's a pretty good look, and it feels good to make money off something you love to do.
It's passion, man. It's passion.
I was gonna say, what's cool about it is because there's a certain level of almost celebrity. When people see your video and they see you on that little box or that phone or that that computer screen, they almost like there's a measure of celebrity. So and then they see you got a lot of views. They're like, oh man, I'm dealing. Who I bought a car from? They tell their friends, I bought a car from the guy. You see that Nissan video where the cat's rapping? Oh, I bought a car from him. And they're like, oh, let me get his number. It's a beautiful thing.
Glenn, we're going to go to Stacey Ellison in just a minute. Stacey, just hang in there. We're going to get some BDC perspective, and we might ask Stacey to rap. I'm not sure if she can do that. But, hey, Glenn, let me ask you, man.
She can flow.
I'll rap for you guys if y'all need a rap.
Hey, we might put you on the spot here now. We might put you on the spot. Stacey, or Glenn, let me ask you, you and Bobby, that you guys as managers hire salespeople. Glenn, I mean, the enthusiasm that this young man has, right? And again, it doesn't matter what your gift is, but the fact that you figure out how to bring passion into this, Isn't that part of, you as a leader, Glenn, you as somebody who's building the right personnel, the right people? Isn't that exactly what turns you on and when you're looking for somebody to come work for you?
Dude, buddy, I've got a spot for him over here on my floor right now. Right now, Paris, Kentucky, incoming Chevrolet and Buick. Tell that guy to get on over here. He can make a lot of money.
You got
sell a lot of cars.
You have to talk to his agent, Shaka Dyson.
No, man.
No, I want to steal it. It's cold in Kentucky. It's cold in Kentucky. Come to Florida.
Hey, you're gonna have to Shaka.
I'll message you. I'll message you on Facebook later.
Hey, he's gonna talk to Glenn. He's gonna have to talk to his agent. Shaka Dyson's his agent now. You got to talk to Shaka about that.
He's got the agent hat on today too.
First, right?
I got one. I got two. I got Kentucky for the Mari. I got Kentucky. I got Florida for the Mari.
David, getting back to that, exactly your question, that enthusiasm that young man has is phenomenal. It's contagious too. You can feel it, and you need somebody like that on your staff because other people will start acting that way too. And whoever chimed in and said, "Hey, be new forever," is so correct because when you're green, you grow, and when you're ripe, you're rot. And so you always got to be learning. So I commend you. This kid's got a great future. Maybe Nashville will steal him away or something, but he's going to be a good car guy.
Absolutely.
Thank you, guys. Thank you. I appreciate that.
No, man, great job. And Stacy, let's go to you. So what you've been listening, Stacy? Obviously, BDC. Everyone's doing a BDC right now, but how do you get the right message to a dealer? How does a dealer embrace really wrapping their arms around the proper way to do a BDC so people don't get burnt out, you don't fizzle out, right? And you see, you pay them properly. I mean, all of this is important for building a dream team. That's what you're doing now. You're so passionate about it. One dealership group couldn't contain you. Now you're helping dealers do this as of recent. Talk a little bit about that from a dream team perspective.
I want to put this out there, and be very clear about this. That the reason that I believe I'm successful is because I had a dealership that, remind me a lot of what Glenn was saying with his dealership. They wanted the BDC. They believed in the BDC. My GM could go in and run my BDC with me gone. Everyone in the dealership believed in it, wanted it, was open-minded, was positive, would come in and work in the BDC. And that's step one. We cannot have a BDC because your OEM said you had to. We cannot have a BDC because I have 25 salespeople and I'm selling 70 units and they won't pick up the phone. Those are the wrong reasons to have a BDC. And that's where it becomes an expense. And that's where it doesn't become a profit center. So step one is a dealer's vision. What do you want?
Hey, we
know internet opportunities have to be answered. We know incoming sales calls have to be answered. Tell me what you want and let me build something for you. Because if you don't believe in it, you don't understand it, and you put it in a back room like a redheaded stepchild, it is not going to work. I don't care if you bring me in. I don't care what trainers you bring in. It's not going to work. So it has to start there.
Okay, and then we'll let you guys weigh in. Bobby, I got to get somebody posted on Facebook just now. I was with Asbury, Kevin Campbell, so I know that you'll have, I think you got over 40,000 views on YouTube on your Foursquare video because you do a modified version of it. You're one of the best desking guys I know, and to hold that kind of gross in 2017, and people happy, you guys are moving cars, you got a lot of retention. Kevin Campbell said this, Bobby, Foursquare is a dying method. This is what he commented on just now. In my humble opinion, he said, customers are too savvy these days. He said 3 pencils tops, and you should have a deal. You start too high, you blow out the smart shoppers. You got a response to that, Bobby?
Absolutely. I mean, that's negotiating from fear. I'm afraid that the customer knows my cost, knows all this stuff. You're right. They are more savvier now, but they're not very good negotiators. We, as car people, learn the car business the wrong way. We ask the dumbest questions every day. If you're not on the Foursquare, if you're not on my system, you're asking dumb questions. We come into contact with people every day and ask them stupidest questions like how much you want for your trade. Really? I mean, they're going to tell you the highest number you probably can't even get to anyway. And also, or how much money do you want to put down? Salespeople throughout the United States say it every single day. And then all of a sudden, okay, you got to start out with zero. And then we always feel like we have to come off our car. We change our verbiage from rebates and discounts to discounts, just saying it's off. We don't use that word rebate because customers believe that's fake money. and you're not participating in the deal. So really, when the Foursquare is done correctly, it's actually all the way done, and that price has never really changed. It's all about cash down payment. And when you start getting down in cash down and payment, there's not a savvy customer. Yes, we got some people on the internet that come on the internet only because we got weak and we dropped that price all the way down to the bottom, and they saw that, they shopped it, and yeah, that's a good price. But that doesn't mean I can't duck their trade. I can duck their trade $4,000. If the salespeople do their process right, follow 10 steps, enthusiastic meeting and greeting, investigate, select a vehicle, value presentation, demo ride, walk the trade, write up close. I mean, that's what they have to do, so I can get an opportunity to duck that trade, and we share with them what that trade should be, and then we go back and forth. So we really get a lot of our growth from, one, not discounting the car, showing discounts as an incentives, and then also ducking the trades, and that's where it all comes down to on the Foursquare. So, but I don't like to, death from fear, and the definition of fear is false expectations appearing real. Only because I think the customer knows more than me. Not really, they don't, and I can prove it.
Okay, I mean, Glenn or Shaka. I mean, Shaka. Yeah, you guys want to weigh in on that?
Yeah. Hey, Dave. It's Dave Chris.
Hey, Dave. Hey, man.
Hey, you're on the show. You're still here. Good.
Hey, I just want to jump in and behind Bobby there and just kind of reference the fact that as I listen to Bobby talk about not only working the Foursquare system, but understanding the questions that we're asking that just don't make sense for the response that we're looking for with a customer. He's absolutely spot on. And if you listen to him, you can almost put together the fact that your staff is going to be on the same page from the time they meet that customer. And that is what's key. And we're talking about a dream team here. My question would be, would our customers say that we're a dream team? What are we putting in front of our customer from the time they walk in the door until the time that we're able to solidify that deal? And one thing I'll bring up, and then I'll let everybody kind of weigh in. But, one of the things that I always had success with in turning around or helping a store is being a mobile manager, meaning that I want especially the floor managers, the huge opportunity for them. And if the store's big enough and it's grown enough, like some of the stores that we're referencing here, this is something that's easy to do. But putting that floor manager or manager out front so that they're getting the early touch with the customer, they're able to create rapport before we even start getting into negotiations. So I'll let the others weigh in on that, but I would say, hey, would our customers say that we're the dream team?
That's good.
Well, I'll add real quick to this, because I've talked a lot too much. I'll leave the other guys a chance. But one thing with the Foursquare is a lot of people against the Foursquare said it's confrontational and it's going to hurt your CSI. But we're sitting here right now, and I already told you that we just won 4 President Awards in a row. We're the only one on this side of the United States. So, I mean, with that, and you can make gross and still make happy customers if you think about it. But he's right. It's all about the way, the process when they come in the door first. They got to feel good about it. You got to have an upbeat sales staff. You've got to have a system in place that makes these customers feel like, wow, I'm getting a deal. It doesn't matter. They don't know that we may just make $5,000 on them, but they feel like they got a deal, and they feel like they trusted their salesperson and the knowledge of that salesperson that synced their phone and got them their Ford Pass and got all that thing, got their car talking to them. That is the thrill of it right there. It doesn't matter about the gross as long as the customer is happy, and our proof is in the pudding 4 times in a row.
Somebody else want to weigh in on that?
And look, guys, yeah, I will. We use a modified version of a Foursquare as well, which it's kind of crazy because when I first came to this store 6 years ago, they didn't have one. It was price, tax, doc, total, no payments, no nothing. So we use a modified version of it. But look, guys, it's simple, and I tell my guys this all the time. You know, when you go to the doctor, the first thing you do when you feel sick or you feel like you've got something going on is you go online and you do all this research and you say, yeah, it's got to be, you know, this, or it's got to be that. Maybe I got a tumor, maybe I got cancer, maybe I got an ulcer, or you come up with the conclusion of what it is. You walk into the doctor's office. He's a pro. He shows you, he takes you through the process the right way, and then he tells you, yeah, man, it's your allergies. Go take this, and get on out of here. And that's what we do. It's the same thing in the car business. Our customers can do plenty of research. They can look things up. They can figure stuff out. But ultimately, we're the pros. So when they come in, we've got to treat them right. We got to walk them through the process correctly, and then when you present your pencil, you present your Foursquare, like he said, don't do it with fear. Present it as a competent professional, and your customers will hook up.
It's good.
I agree.
Guys, we're going to do this. We're going to give each of you guys. A couple of minutes here, just to really just leave a parting. And we're end with Damari, because Damari, Jeffrey reached out to us and said that you've written a 30-second rap for the show.
Yes,
so we're going to let you in with that. We'll let you get the final words. But Shaka, we'll go to you first, and we'll go down the line, and we're going to give each of you guys a couple of minutes. Take your time, 3 minutes, and give us some parting words. It doesn't have to be about gross. Anything you want to leave when it comes to building a successful dealership from your perspective, in your department, in your area of expertise. What's really at the top of the list? Shaka, we'll start with you, and then we'll go to Stacy.
Man, the one thing that everybody needs to have who wants to be part of a successful team is drive. They have to have goals. They all have to have one vision, one mission. That's what makes a successful team. I had 65 F&I managers. The great news is that we all were driving in the same direction, and that's what made us successful. We were all reaching for the same goal. It was my job to pull out their potential. It was my job to motivate them. It was my job to push them. It was my job to make them reach. But we all were going and driving and pushing in the same direction. It's a lot easier to push a big boulder up a mountain when you have multiple people on your team pushing that one boulder. If it's just you, then it's harder. It's impossible. But when you got an entire team pushing in one direction, that means that, hey, you'll be able to hit that goal and set other goals. But, in order to make a complete team, it's all about getting the right people on your team from the get-go. You need to vet them. You need to understand who they are, what their mission is, what it is that they want out of life, what their career goals are, etc. What motivates them, what drives them. Are they a leader? Are they coachable? Are they trainable? And are they ethical and have a strong work ethic? If those things are yes, then make them part of your team and lead. Lead from the front. Do the hard things. Be in the trenches with your people. That gives you respect and credibility, and everyone on that team go after the same thing. That's what creates success, in my opinion. That's what creates a cohesive unit. And that's what I taught all 65 of F&I managers, and that's how we set 10 records that still hold to this day for that whole group. And just so you guys know, you guys can reach me at Dealer F&I University. Phone number 678-481-4077. The number one F&I trainer in the automotive industry. If you haven't heard about me on YouTube, and you can see all about me. Shaka Dyson, I appreciate being on the show.
Thank you, Shaka, man. Shaka, definitely number one, man. Strongest there is.
I wish he had more charisma. He always almost like
so quiet,
lethargic. God bless him.
Hey, we'll go to Stacy Ellison. Stacy, go ahead and give us your best couple of minutes on BDC. What you can leave our listeners with.
I think Shaka, he nailed it. I think he absolutely nailed it, because if you are not working as a team, it's not going to work. There's not a department in the dealership that's not going to work. BDC service, sales is not going to work. So where I would start is pretty much what he said. What do you want for your dealership? Figure that out. My dad used to give me some really good advice. When you get yourself together, everything else is going to fall into place as it should. I 100% agree with Glenn that, when I'm looking for people in my BDC, I really don't go for the car people. Too many bad habits to break. I want to mold them. I want to train them. And I want to, get a hold of them when they are trainable. And I want to find out what motivates them. And I want to find out how much money they need to make. I want to find out what their goals are, and I'm going to start at the very end, and I'm going to show them how to get there. It's really not about us anymore. We've been very blessed and very fortunate to be in these leadership positions, and it's time for us to start taking care of our people. This industry has a huge turnover. It's from lack of understanding, lack of vision, lack of let's try this 1 week and this the next week.
That's good.
We got to get it together. We're failing our people. And Shaka pretty much is the reason I didn't Skype in today, because I'm sick, and he always looks so sharp, and I felt a little inadequate.
Well, tell us where our listeners.
Wow, thank you for that. But I know charcoal camera as well.
Yes, she is. Stacy.
And to Damari, there may or may not be a video of me rapping to Biggie's Juicy floating around there somewhere.
Well,
there may be one. I am an undercover secret rapper, just so you know.
So Stacy,
They don't know we got a mixtape coming soon, right? They don't know.
There you go.
Wow, I don't even know what to say. So Stacy was.
I think at the end it's all about teamwork. It's about building your team. It's about, these are men and women who have families and livelihoods and want to make an income. And what are we doing to help them? At the end of the day, what have we done to help them?
Yeah, that's good. Absolutely. How can you help them? Tell dealers how they can reach you if they want some help with their BDC and structuring that team.
Yeah, my personal cell phone number, I'm going to be home the rest of this week and next week. It's 304-578-4746. You can go to our website, which is simple. It's bdcmax.com. You can find me on Facebook. Anything I can do to help. Guys, let me know.
Thank you very much, Stacy. We'll go to Bobby Collins. Bobby, give us a couple of minutes, man, just to what you can leave from a desk.
Yeah, thank you, David. I tell you what, they've all hit it. They did a great job, and I'll be quick because I want to hear this video at the end of this, so I don't want to drag it out. But every one of them in their speech said people, and you got to have people. I don't care. It's not the product. It's not the location. Paris, Kentucky shows that. It's people, but you also got to have fun. You got to bring fun back into it. So that's part of the team, and we're having fun. You should see some of our sales meetings on Saturday. I bring in a $2,000 cash. Mama don't know money, and we have fun. We make them do tricks. I make them earn it. We make them sing songs and everything, but we all have fun with that. But you got to bring fun back into it, and that's what keeps your people energized. And then you also got to have a goal. I think Shaka said that you got to have a mission that everybody's on the same page, and you got to track that mission, and you got to share with your people. Where are we at? Are we close, or what's our tracking? And share that information. A lot of times, so many managers go into managers meetings and have a lot of powwows and stuff like that, and don't involve the people. It's almost like the secret meeting. We make it wide open. They can all come in. They can see my desk log. They can all see what we're tracking. We can see what they got. But got to have fun, and just got to have people. Got to have a mission, and you got to track it.
Amen. Good word. Glenn Lundy. We'll give you a couple minutes. Glenn, leave us with your perspective on Dream Team from a GM perspective.
A couple things. Shaka hit the nail on the head. Stacy hit the nail on the head. Bobby hits the nail on the head. Ultimately, what it comes down to is everyone needs to understand that our job now, today, especially with social media and everybody having access to everybody, the job has now become to create fans. Okay, and fans need to be fanatical. So I actually have my guys every day now. We stand up and we read our mission statement every single day. It says we are on a mission to eradicate the negative stigmas associated with the car business. We can do this by making sure every customer feels special, feels important, and feels like they're the only one. We are going to offer an experience that exceeds our customers' expectations because we do not just sell cars, we create fans. So we read that every day to start off my day. On Saturday mornings, you can actually tune into our. Bobby said he wished you could you could see his meetings every Saturday morning on my Facebook page. We live stream our managers meeting every Saturday morning at 8:30. Our customers, people out there, they look in, they can share. We're very visible because what I'm trying to do is create fans. I also have a show on Mondays called In the Beginning. It's a show that I do that's got nothing to do with selling cars. It has everything to do with business strategies and mixing faith with business and just life type stuff. But what is it really? It's a commercial. It's a 10-minute long commercial that I run every Monday. I get anywhere from 12 to 18,000 views. I run it every single Monday, and people know that I work here at Dan Cummins, and it's a commercial. We're creating fans. So that's the key. Figure out in your dealerships, figure out as a salesperson, figure out as a BDC person, figure out in your service department, figure out how you can create fans. Don't just treat them great. Make them a fan.
Outstanding. Well, thank you very much, Glenn.
That's pretty awesome.
Hey, I want to interrupt real quick. Can
Yeah.
you write down my email address and email me that mission statement? That's awesome. I like it a lot.
All right. I sure can.
Yeah, B. Collins at coconutpointford.com.
Awesome. Thank you, man.
Awesome.
I should do that.
Good stuff.
We're making Auto Dealer Live, making best friends. That's what we do.
Love it.
We connect the folks.
I'm a fan.
I'm a fan too. Absolutely. All right, Mr. Damari, you got one shot. You got one opportunity. All right, you got.
It's a chance to blow.
You got mom just made some spaghetti.
I wanted to add in, about the teamwork with the dealership.
Yeah, man.
I'm still fairly new, and if it wasn't for the people that hired me, Greg Rose, Mike Carroll, everybody over here at the Antioch Nissan, Jeff Cervantes, they really helped me out and made me go from, a nobody to a great salesman. So I just want to, just to shout them out for this great opportunity, and just thankful to be able to be in this opportunity. But
That's
teamwork definitely makes the teamwork, and it's needed, it's necessary.
Absolutely.
It's like he just won his first Grammy too. He's like, I want to thank Lou Levecki for being there in the morning. He used to bring me coffee. It's awesome. All right, so we're gonna shut up for a second. We're gonna let you roll us out here, and
all right, man. Well, let me just cut it short.
All right.
Antioch Nissan, where you can find me at. If you're looking for a car, well, I got just that. And the prices that I have are unbelievable. So you should see me when you need the vehicle, because I got deals on wheels for sure. You might have a lot of cars, but I got much more. But for more info, check me out online with David Villa and the guys at Auto Dealer Live.
Come on. Come on, baby.
Nice. More fire.
Yes, sir. That's Damari Miles.
Oh, my gosh.
Good job, baby.
Come on with it.
Shaka wants a piece of Damari. He wants. That's awesome.
Man, guys.
We appreciate you guys.
Is that Antioch, California?
Antioch, California. That's where I'm at.
That's where my dad lives, believe it or not.
Hey, tell him to come by Rogue. I'll hook him up.
All right, guys. Thank you guys so much, man. Wait, true dream team on the show today. You guys brought it, and really appreciate.
Thanks for putting
your
up with
time,
our
man.
technical difficulties, guys. Good job.
Thank you very much.
Not a problem.
And thanks for the wisdom, guys. I really appreciate it.
All right, man. Thank you, Damari.
Hey,
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Take care.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
All right, have a good one.
That you know what's weird? The emotional roller coaster that I went through. My blood pressure went as high as it's ever been, and then it went down as low as it's ever been. Somebody must have been praying, because Lou, if Ezra wasn't blocking Lou,
I'm gonna be recording the after show.
Hey, if Ezra wasn't blocking Lou, there may or may not be a Sharpie sticking out of Lou right now. I don't know, because I would have been. Mike, ask Mike Cherub.
I can't hear you if your mic's not on.
Yeah, either way, I don't even want to talk about mics anymore.
His mic ain't on. I'm
honestly,
surprised.
God, I can't hear my ears aren't working. They haven't worked since earlier today.
No?
Not even.
That's awesome.
Literally, I'm going like this, and I swear I don't know if the mic's on, other than maybe it is.
Lou,
But you know
stop
what?
trying. You did a great job.
Hey, I just want you guys to know, man. I hope I didn't show myself too much, and I hope that I hope it's all good.
Hey, just so you know, the mic was hot the entire time.
Not the entire time.
Mic was hot while we were talking.
It's going away forever.
It'll be okay. So unless you were watching it live, you will have.
You'll never see
God bless.
Great, Kim. I ask you that. All right, we're out. Have a good one, guys.
God bless.